Welcome to the Melissa Goodman Show. And every week I get the honor of actually interviewing someone in the wellness arena, like game changer. And today it is Jen Iscare, who deals with body mobility and getting people back in their body at a really deep level, with how to move your body and how to align your body. I mean, in terms of strength and inner core strength. And I follow her. It's really phenomenal what she does online and all of her programs, which she's going to tell us about. So welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
I'm so glad to have you. I absolutely admire everything you're doing and your programs that how did you get into all of this body work stuff?
Well, I went to school for a really long time.
for physical therapy?
Yeah, so I got my doctorate of physical therapy.
Okay.
And I just knew that going into that route was where I wanted to go. I didn't know where it would lead me. I had no idea that I'd be doing what I'm doing now. But I definitely knew that I wanted to work with humans in a way of getting them back to understand their own bodies. And I always loved watching a physical therapist and was like, what are they looking at and what are they feeling? And, and just asking all these questions. And so I always had these questions and I wanted more. Even coaching gymnastics, I'd be like, well, why am I taping an ankle? And is there more? And teaching Pilates. So I taught Pilates for 6 years through school, which was great. And it was fun. It was you do modifications based on different things. But then I was always like, but why am I modifying? And so the questions continued to arise. And it made sense that physical therapy was where I was going to go down. Right. And then ever since I've graduated.
Did you start with any body pain or alignment issues?
Never went to physical therapy myself, which is funny. I definitely had issues. I was a gymnast for 9 years.
So you had to.
It was just oh, you tape it. Oh, you rest it. Yeah. You do stretching while everyone's working out. Physical therapy, wasn't really as honored as it is now, I don't think.
True.
Body work was just you'll be fine. Slap it, you'll be okay.
Right. Thank God it is now.
I know. Yeah, very true. So it was just something I always admired. I loved learning about the body. I loved anatomy. I was just a nerd like that.
Right.
And especially after I got out of school, it was okay, now what? There's got to be more, because school is great and it teaches you the basics and how not to kill anyone and how to look for differential diagnosis, which makes it different from someone else maybe doing body work who, is the back pain referred from an organ?
I love that.
Is something else referred to a nerve issue. Yeah, where you might not be able to treat it. Now you got to push it back to an MD. So it really is you do learn, doctor of chiropractor, doctor of physical therapy, you do learn the differential diagnosis that's necessary. That I feel that's why I work in a gym with personal trainers and I see them smashing on people and I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not qualified to be doing that work.
Right.
And there's a reason, and that's the reason, is really knowing the root cause of where things can be referred from.
Wow. And so you talk about the root cause, you know, online and on your programs, right? So people can themselves tap into.
Yeah, to tap into it. And I always promote still, it's I can't evaluate you online. I can't tell you what to do. You get to tap in and kind of learn your own body and start to feel where this pain could be coming from, what could be the cause. Yeah. And on top of that, I say, and if you are having pain that's continuing to increase, why not drop in and see a physical therapist?
Right.
Why not drop in and see a chiropractor, someone you trust that is going to look at your body and be able to facilitate you. I don't think that you should be going to someone 3 times a week for 10 weeks or whatever it is. I think that is unnecessary.
Really?
I do.
You mean you can get this adjustment and get your body back in alignment sooner than that?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
That's a
lot
good point.
Of times,
because most people I hear go for the long period of time, the long
forever, haul. And you're really then. Is there change being had, and is it coming from you? Because what I also say is that us as clinicians, we're not fixing people.
Right.
You get to fix yourself based on what you're moving into and what you're continuing to work on your own.
Yeah.
But coming and getting a massage, soft tissue work, modalities like ultrasound or electrotherapy or even an adjustment, they're all quick fixes.
Yeah.
They're all things that are going to temporarily make you feel great, but it's not going to relay back into life.
True.
So it's really
So
what
how
you're
do you
carrying
sustain?
over. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
really what you're carrying over into your everyday life and making that applicable. That's actually going to start to carry over into your body.
Okay. So how do you do that for people?
So online,
Yes.
since I can't evaluate, right, I
Right.
created the mobility method, and that really is a way for people to be able to start to screen themselves and see where restrictions could be. Because
Okay.
a lot of times, you know, what happens is that we get pain and we say, this is my pain, I need to focus in on this. Like back pain, for example. You get
That's a
back
big
pain,
one.
huge one, and then people think I need to rub out my back, or I need to strengthen my back, or
Right.
something needs to happen in my back because that's where my pain is, which I totally understand. But typically pain happens around the area. So are your hips restricted? Are you not moving from your access point very well, and now you're moving more from your back, and that's what's causing the pain? Or is your upper back a little stiff and not
Right.
moving well? You know, so
Yeah.
it's finding areas around the body that could take stress off of that painful area or decrease the sensitivity to pain.
Because usually it isn't just directly on that spot.
Typically not.
Right.
Sometimes, yes. Typically, you want to look elsewhere in the body and
Right.
see what is that leading up to that could be causing the pain. So there's a whole screening method for people to be able to go through and say, oh, I didn't even know that area was restricted, or I didn't even know your arm was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's a cool way for people to be able to just hop into their own self-assessment and start to understand their body more. That's really what it's about.
So when they go online and they do your mobility method, they can assess themselves. And then you have all of the videos or ideas of like, hey, try this and this might help. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So it guides them into different areas. And then
Right.
it's also just broken up into like the neck module, shoulder module, so
Right.
that if they want to dive right into one particular area, there's tons of exercises within one particular area.
Right.
And I also empower, like I have suggested programs for back pain, suggested programs for shoulder pain, but I really try to empower someone to take control of your own body.
Right.
And that doesn't have to look like an hour routine every day. It could be like, I love this exercise when I first get up in the morning, and I love this one before I go work out, and I love this one before I go to bed.
And how long are this ones?
So it could be
Maybe
anywhere
any?
from 2 to 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So that is not something that I clue into.
exactly.
I think you have to go longer.
In
to
that
have
most
anything
people
work.
do. Most people do. But if you're doing it consistently, because that's what's more
Yeah,
about,
true.
consistently over time, adding
Yeah.
it into your day where you can and where it becomes feasible. Because
Right.
believe me, I get it. Like, I don't have time in my day to add another thing into
Right.
my life. No one does.
Yeah.
But if we start taking control of our bodies now, we stop having breakdown later.
True. So it's like precautionary.
Yes.
It's like keeping you strong as you age.
It's like
right?
brushing your teeth so you don't have
yeah.
cavities, or so you don't have root canals.
Right.
It's going in and doing mobility so you don't have pain, so you don't
Right.
have to go to the doctor. It's like,
I know. What is the one part of the body that you see the most issues with? Is there?
back pain
Yeah.
is a huge one, totally.
Mhm.
Knee pain. Oh, upper trap.
Yeah.
Upper trap
traps.
tension, always being tight, always wanting to be rubbed out. That's
So
a
what
huge
is
one.
what is an exercise you do for that? Because yeah, I do see people like walking around like this.
So the first thing I always tell people is get back into breath. Like, how is
Oh.
your breath affecting your posture, affecting your gut, affecting everything? And it's not that you're not breathing because you're alive.
Yeah. Right.
It's just that it could be more effective. It could be more efficient for your body. And so there is a breathing module within the
Okay.
mobility method as well to kind of get them to tap back into what is diaphragmatic breathing? What does that look like? Because some people force it and they're like, oh, I got to force my belly out. And now
Right.
that's not doing
This is
any
not a
good.
natural way.
Right.
They don't breathe that deep.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
We breathe up here.
Yes, and so
Shallow.
when we start breathing up here, we use a lot of these muscles up by the
Muscles.
neck, and that's a
And that
lot
doesn't
of
look
what
so
causes.
pretty over the years,
No,
right?
probably
It's
not.
like tight and
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Wow. 'Cause
Yeah.
the breathing has been a big thing I've noticed just with people in general these days and the
Yes.
stress and just how they hold themselves and
Yeah.
how they align their body and all of that and even health, the whole gamut that
Yeah.
diaphragmatic breathing is huge.
It's huge. And the way I
gives your
kind
body
of
a break.
relate it to people is like, when someone scares you or something scares you
Yeah.
and you go like this, you breathe into your chest. Well, imagine doing that all the time. You're telling your brain that you're always in stress, that you're
know.
always in this state of like fight and flight. And so you're going to have cortisol going through your body at a much like larger rate.
Yes.
That increases the sensitivity to pain in your nervous system,
Right.
just everything.
And inflammation.
Inflammation, exactly.
Yeah.
So being able to tap back into your diaphragmatic breathing is why it's so huge.
Yeah. And so what is your other program that you have?
Oh,
right
the
now?
other one is it's fun. That one's
Right.
The Optimal Body. So
Okay.
that one is a monthly subscription where I give 4 different mobility flows, 4 different core stability workouts, and 4 different functional HIIT workouts.
Oh.
Every month for $15. And it allows you to just kind of go in without having to think. Like, I need a quick HIIT workout. Here's it could either be 16 minutes or it's all the way to 30 minutes.
Right.
And it's something that you can do in your house. You can use weights. Like, I show how you can use different equipment, but you can use just your own body weight as well.
So I'm getting this question a lot because people are coming out with all these apps, right?
Yes.
Of course, or
Yes.
online programs like yourself. And people are saying I need motivation to go work out. It's hard for me to work out at the home. Are you finding that this is not the case? Like, people are really engaged with this online?
I think it depends on who you are as a person. But I think
self-motivated.
yes,
right?
you do. And the thing that I take with my program as well, with the functional HIIT workouts, is that there's only 4 of them. So am I saying that you need to do them every day? No, just add them into your life. If you can't get to the gym, if you can't get into that other work, it's an addition. And it has mobility flow, so you could just not have to think. If someone doesn't want to go into the mobility method and plan out their own mobility flow, then here's one for you.
Very
if you don't
interesting.
understand what the core is, how to connect that with the glutes and the pelvic floor, here's your core stability.
Okay.
So it's kind of a way,
probably great if you're away from the gym, or
maybe you're in planes all the time.
Yeah.
You don't, or you're sitting at a desk and you need more core work in your life. Here's a great way to just like have an access, and they only multiply. So it's like you're 12 for the month. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
It adds on.
Oh wow!
So the longer you stay.
Like you're learning new ways to do things. So it's you're not going back to the old.
No.
You could.
You totally. And they're there if you want to go back to them. But it just gives people an extra tool. I'm all about having just a lot of tools in your pocket that you can pull out at any time.
Right.
So it's like, I don't agree that you need to be just in your house doing everything. Go out and socialize and go take classes. I love to. I think it's super fun. But I also love to just be able to get a workout in my house and feel effective and still be strong.
Yeah. And go out of the house feeling good.
Yeah.
And aligned.
Yeah.
Like, you must see people walking around the streets. I don't know if you do this and be like, oh, I wish I could help you. Right?
Totally.
I mean, because they're just like, really, the posture is, I noticed it with my girls. They're 20 and 23 and they're like this, their heads out and their shoulders are slumped. And I'm like, oh my God, I know that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. And really the thing that I say to that is that we just need to move more.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that you have to like now tense up and be back here, right? Because that's what a lot of people think. It's like, well, I'm here all the time, so I need to pull it back. And that's only going to increase tone and increase stress in the body.
Right.
But be here, fine. But then learn how to be here a lot of times too.
Also.
And like open the complete opposite way.
Right.
So being able to mold the body into various positions and just have that variability allows it to kind of find its own balance.
Right.
Without having to force anything.
And forcing is the worst thing we could do.
I don't think it's as helpful.
Right, right. Not the worst thing, but it's like not,
Yeah.
It's not as helpful because you could create other ailments.
You could, exactly.
If you're tight in certain areas. I know. Do you recommend, like a lot of people are talking these days about sitting at a desk, of course, or standing.
Yeah.
Do you recommend one of those?
My friend actually had a really good idea that I loved. He wants to come out with a chair that's actually really low to the ground, and it just gets lower and lower as you're able to tolerate.
That's so funny.
Because really, we're never sitting on the ground.
Yeah, we aren't.
We're never going down and getting up.
No.
And it's been proven that there's cultures,
So true.
the ones that have to pray often, like 3 times throughout the day, get all the way on the ground, get all the way up, have lower osteoarthritis.
Wow. That's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
And now that is something new to me. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is so true. I noticed that I don't ever sit on the ground and get up.
Exactly.
Even I do have a dog, and you think I could sit down and.
And then
but-
as we get older and as we
Wow.
age, it gets harder to get down on
the
the ground and get back up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm just older, you know.
Yeah. I
And we
just
use
have to
these
go with it.
excuses, but
Right.
it's not true. We should be
Yeah.
able to go down on the ground.
Yeah.
We should be able to get that full range of motion and mobility within our bodies and strength.
Yeah.
And that really determines like your age and how long
Yeah.
you're going to live. A lot of the times is being able to get off the ground and get back down up. So like
Interesting.
just sitting to
Gonna have to try
standing
that.
is okay,
Yeah.
but we're missing a huge element of actual health.
Right. Wait, so how does this work? The chair like lowers.
He hasn't invented
He
it
hasn't-
yet, but
but-
I'm like, oh
and
man,
the
I want to take
And
that.
does the desk lower too? Like
Yeah, then he has to
or-
find something that like
So
kind of.
fascinating. I know. Because I feel like the standing could cause some issues too.
Yeah.
You're standing all day, right? Or you're walking on a treadmill
Exactly.
and doing that. I mean, that seems like it might.
Like it's good to
Right.
get the movement, and
Mhm.
of course we want
True.
variability.
Right.
Like that's everything. We want the variability
Right.
in what we do. So sitting to standing at least gives you a little bit more range,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we still need more. We need to
Yes.
put those joints
don't
in
have
their
enough.
max range of motion and get them out of it. And we
Right.
don't do that if we're just sitting in 90 degrees and standing fully.
Right.
We're not bending those joints. So
Mhm.
really being able to bend those joints and get the strength and get the mobility, that's what's going to keep your body healthy.
Right. And anti-aging
Yes.
is all about.
Yeah.
And also, what about like hip replacements and all these
Yep.
knee replacements? Right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's all due to.
It's all due to
to what
limit.
you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that also, after you have one done, it's not the same, is it?
Right. It's
I mean,
not.
yeah. It's,
Hips aren't as bad.
okay.
You can live with those for probably 10 years really comfortably. And it's
Uh-huh.
actually a pretty easy surgery to get back from nowadays, especially. Knees are,
Not so easy.
oh my goodness, no.
know.
And there's actually studies that show that there might not even be as beneficial. Like you might be able to just live with the knee that you have
With the,
Yeah.
like bone on bone or like
and strengthen.
strip. Okay. So what is the biggest thing that this career has done for you and doing all of this? Other than looking really fabulous
You're so
and never
sweet.
aging beyond 29.
Yeah, exactly. Really, it's allowed me to like open my scope and dive in deeper to everything and anything and be open to learning from anyone
Right.
because you can. Like I
beautiful.
don't limit who I learn from.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting.
Yeah.
It really is.
This whole, like what you're doing is
Yeah.
exploding.
And
the
being able
wellness arena
to like affect people without touching people,
Yeah.
that's not known in my field. So being
True.
able to have that connection and get the feedback that I'm getting has
Right.
been
and changing
like
people's lives.
so heartwarming.
Oh, I love it. Now, I ask all my guests
Yes.
if they can sum up their mission in one word. What would yours be?
Mine is to empower the world to start taking responsibility back for their own bodies and moving into a longer life of longevity.
Touche. That's mine too. So
Good,
I
good,
love it.
I love it.
That's why I love you.
I know.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Jen.
Thank you for having me.
Love what you do.
Thank you. I love what you do too.
Thank you.